Hello everyone. We are going to learn and do the first chapter of geography today. India's location, geological structure and physiography, part 1. I'm going to make 3 videos for this chapter. In this chapter we are going to look at the location and size first. First of all, India's location, you can see on the map that we are in the Asia continent, and if we divide Earth into east west zone, we are in the eastern zone. So we are in eastern hemisphere, and you all know that we are also in the northern hemisphere. Now India's location, if you can see, you should know before reading this chapter, you should know what is longitude and latitude. India's longitudinal expand is 68.7 east, because we are in the east longitude. 68, you can see over here, Gujarat, it starts 68.7 east longitude to 97.25 longitude, east longitude. So we are completely in the eastern hemisphere. And from south, if we start, 8 degree 8.4 degree north latitude to 37.6 north latitude. So if we see the longitudinal and latitudinal span of India is almost equal. It is around 30 degree. If you minus 68 from 97, and if you minus 38 from 37, you will get this 30 degree. So we are almost spread equally north south and east west. But if you can see, the northern part of India is more wider, Himalaya side, and if you go south, the southern peninsula, uh, the southern part of India is a peninsula. It becomes taper when we go south. So this is the shape of India. You must remember what is longitude and latitude. If you want, I can uh, make another video on longitude, latitude, equator, tropic of Cancer, and all this. Now we are uh, 8 degree away from the tropic of from the equator. Now equator is an imaginary line that divides the earth into two halves. The southern half is known as southern hemisphere and northern half is known as northern hemisphere. And according to that, we have divided the world into zones. Now you should know that 23.5 north latitude, that is tropic of Cancer, and 23.5 south latitude is tropic of Capricorn, and in the middle there is equator. Now this zone receives straight sun rays throughout the year. There are variations, but normally they get straight sun rays. So it is known as tropical zone. It is hot. Then from 23.5 to 66.33 north comes northern temperate zone. So half of India, you can see over here that half of India is in temperate zone, and the southern India from Gujarat is in the tropical zone. So this tropic of Cancer passes from Gujarat just above Gandhinagar, 23.5. So it divides India into two parts, but we cannot say that there is exactly temperate climate in just above Gujarat. They are called subtropic and subtemperate areas, that we'll talk later on in the climate chapter. So this is the division of zones in India. The southern part is in tropical zone and northern part from Gujarat is in north temperate zone. Now if we see, India is divided actually the world is divided into longitude and latitude, and why we have divided this, that we can discuss in another video. But here Gujarat, you can start from here 68.7 to, you can see over here, this are the cells, 68.7 to 97.25, that is Arunachal Pradesh. And in south, if you go 8 degree to 8.4 degree to 37.6 degree in the north. This is the longitudinal and latitudinal span of India. India's size now. You can see over here the north south distance is 3,274 kilometers, sorry, 3,214 kilometers, and east west distance is 2,933 kilometers, and that covers 32.8 lakh square kilometer. So India is a huge country, geographically also, and you know the population is, we are the second largest. Now India's longitudinal and latitudinal span affects India a lot. If we see the longitude, now Arunachal Pradesh, I'll show you the previous slide. Arunachal Pradesh. Now if you see over here, Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat, they have almost 30 degrees distance. Now each longitude has got 111 kilometers distance. So if we count, it is around 2,933 kilometers. So there is a distance in sunrise also. So when sun rises over here, suppose let's take that at 5 o'clock in Arunachal Pradesh, Gujarat is still well behind 2 hours from Arunachal Pradesh. So if it is 5 o'clock in Arunachal Pradesh, in Gujarat it will be 3 o'clock. So India's longitudinal span forces us to have one Indian Standard Time. Now this Indian Standard Time is 82.3 east longitude, that passes from near Allahabad. You can see that over here, 82.3 east longitude. Now it covers, you should know this, it covers Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Orissa and Andhra Pradesh. So total 5: Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Orissa and Andhra Pradesh. Total 5 states the Indian Standard Timeline passes from. Now that means this area, suppose Arunachal Pradesh it is 5 o'clock, it will be 4 o'clock over here in the morning, and in Gujarat it will be 3 o'clock. So there won't be any much difference between the local time of the different parts of India because of the Indian Standard Time, IST line. Now what is standard time and what is local time? We'll see that from this slide. Now when you are standing at a place, you can see this over here, you are standing at a place and the sun is just above your head. At that time you count it as 12 o'clock in the afternoon, or we can say 12 at noon, and you count the time like that, then you get the local time of that place. So this is the actual time you realize or you live on that place. So it is sunrise when it comes to your head, just above your head, to the highest point. When sun is there on your head, it is, when you count it as 12 o'clock, you get the standard time. Now, some places you may experience that in winter the days are shorter, and in summer the days are longer. So in during that time, the local time helps you a lot, and you and your body and your day to day operations also work accordingly. You don't follow standard that time, that during that period. So there is difference between local time and standard time. I hope you understood. Now different countries have different zones. You must have experienced that in your phone also. Russia, America, many other countries have different standard times. They have different zones because their longitudinal span, this way, longitudinal span is so much. India's span is not that big, so we have one middle local time, that is 82.3 east longitude, as the standard time of India. Some countries and some regions have important city, Moscow time, New York time, Tokyo time. We have Mumbai and Kolkata time also. So like this we have different time zones. Now India is uh, geographically 32.8 lakh square kilometer bigger, but India is seventh, or there are seven countries larger than India. Sorry, six countries larger than India. India is the seventh one. You can see in the green over here, Russia, the largest, then Canada in the pink, then United States of America, USA. I'm not talking about the continent, I'm talking about the United States of America, the country. Then comes China, just in our neighborhood, in blue. Then comes the Latin American country, Brazil, and then India in the green. You can see all six and seventh India. Then there are other bigger countries also, like Argentina in Latin America, just below the Brazil, known for football, Brazil also. Then comes Kazakhstan, that is just above us. Just it was part of Russia earlier, now it is separated, and one African country, Sudan. So these are the 10 largest countries of the world. We are the seventh largest country, and you have to remember Russia, Canada, United States, China, Brazil, Australia. I forgot Australia is a continent also and a country also, so it is bigger than us. So these are the countries. Now, if we talk about the location of India, so we should know the location of India is like the center of the world. You can see over here, this blue line is the blue routes are the present sea routes, and these red lines are the ancient land routes, and it was known as Silk Route also. So from India, things used to go to China, and from there, through Gobi Desert and all these places, it used to reach the Mediterranean countries or Mediterranean areas. Here in Egypt, you can see Alexandria, and just above that there was Constantinople. You can see over here, this is Constantinople. Through India, through land route, these all the materials India was known for, all the things, they used to travel from these places to, or there is a shortcut also, this places to Alexandria and Constantinople. And through Mediterranean Sea, the European traders used to come and buy those things. You have studied that in the first chapter of the history. These two areas, Constantinople and Alexandria, were won by the Muslims, and this this land route was closed, and then they were forced to find the new sea route to India. So this is the location of India, and presently you can see India can have trading relations with Eastern African countries. It can go through Suez Canal to Europe, It can easily go to the eastern countries. Then there are uh, from Malacca Strait. We'll see this Malacca Strait later on. Now, what is a strait? Strait means a narrow strip of water connecting two large water bodies. You can see a Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, and there is a strait, Palk Strait, between Sri Lanka and India. So this Palk Strait is connecting Bay of Bengal and Arabian Ocean or Indian Ocean. So it is known as strait. Okay. So these are the sea route and land route. India was, that time also very important location, and even today there is one ocean named after India, Indian Ocean, and it suggests the importance of India in the world. Now you can see this ancient routes, sea routes also, and from India earlier people used to Cape of Good Hope, South Africa. Europeans used to travel from there, but after opening of Suez Canal in 1869, you can see this Suez Canal route. I can show you that from India you can go to Arabian Sea, then Gulf of Aden here, and from there you enter the uh, Red Sea, and from there you can enter the Mediterranean Sea. I'll show you that separately, but India's location is very important. Now Suez Canal route, as I was telling you earlier, the distance between Europe and India was around, here you can see 19,800 kilometers through Cape of Good Hope route. So you have to circle the entire African continent and go to Europe. But after opening of Suez Canal, the distance between India, you can see from Mumbai, Gulf of Aden, and then Suez Canal near Egypt, and you enter the Mediterranean Sea and you can go to Europe. So this has reduced to 11,600 kilometers. So around 7,000 kilometers were reduced because of the opening of the Suez Canal. So that is also one added benefit to us. Now after Suez Canal, I'll show you the route to US. Now when you are looking at a map, you should remember that that map is not a flat thing. It is the map of the world, so it is round. So from India, from here you cross Malacca Strait and you go towards the western side of US over here. You come out here, so you go from here and you come out over here. So you don't need to go to Africa and then cross this ocean and Caribbean Sea and reach America. The short route is from India to Malacca Strait near Malaysia, and cross this ocean and you come out in the western part of America. So India holds very important position. Now neighbors of India, you can see Pakistan, our lovely neighbor. Then comes short area connecting to Afghanistan, you can see over here. Then comes China, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Bangladesh, and in south Sri Lanka. And there is one small group of island, Maldives. They are also our neighbors over here, you can see them. Now states and union territories of India. You must be aware that recently JNK, Jammu Kashmir, was turned, or it was converted. You can see over here Jammu Kashmir. Now it is a union territory, and Leh Ladakh here in the green are also union territory. So we have now in your textbook, there are 29 states and 6 union territories. You have to now add 28 states. Delhi is the state capital, and 8 union territories. Now you'll have to modify your textbook. Let's say Gujarat government will take, I think, 10 years to modify the textbook, but you should uh, know everything. So here we end the first video session of India location and geological structure and physiography. In the next video, I'll cover the geological structure, that means tectonic plates and other making of India. In this next video, we will see the history of geography of India. Okay, we'll see the history of geography of India, and in the last video, if you comment, I'll cover the different terms like strait, ghat, uh, equator, tropic of Cancer, why there are days and nights, seasons change. That will be done in the third video. I hope you have liked this video. Read the chapter after this video and you will get the things. If you have doubts, you can comment and ask.